Live, hello.
Hey kids.
Saludos.
Haced ruido, hijos del rock. Tenemos a Dead Daisies ya en el estudio, un honor, y además creo que es la primera de las veces que han estado por aquí, si no me equivoco. Están Mr. Corabi, John, ¿qué tal?
Hello.
Y Marco Mendoza.
¿Cómo están?
Bien, un viejo
Saludos,
conocido
saludos.
que habla mucho español.
Mucho.
Sí. ¿Has estado practicando todos estos años? ¿Oh?
Bueno, no, yo viví en Tijuana.
Sí.
Mis primeros 15 años viví en Tijuana, México. Nacido en California,
Ajá.
pero ahora vivo en Los Ángeles, tengo muchos años ahí. Pero el español, pues, lo mantengo, parece.
Ok, pregúntale por favor, tenemos a Yorgos Gumas, como dije, traduciendo. Hola, pregúntale por
Buenas
favor
tardes.
a John, ¿dónde vive él?
John, where do you currently reside?
I live in Nashville, Tennessee. I've been there for, originally from Philadelphia. I moved to LA to do music, and I lived there for maybe 20 years, and I've been in Nashville for about 12 years.
Bueno, como habréis entendido, él es oriundo de Filadelfia, después se fue a Los Ángeles y residió allí durante 20 años para hacer música, y ahora los últimos 12 años de su vida los lleva en Nashville, the cradle of country music, ¿eh?
The cradle
Actually,
of
of
rock,
music.
of music.
It's just, there's right now, in the last 10 or 12 years, Nashville is just blowing up. Like, everybody lives there. Steven Tyler, Derek St. Holmes, Brad Whitford, Vince Neil, Mick Mars,
Vince Neil.
Tommy Sticks, all the
yeah,
Sticks band, yeah.
Cheap Trick, Tom
Trick,
Peterson,
everybody
lives
Billy
in Nashville
Sheehan
now.
moved
Billy
there.
Sheehan.
Pregúntale si hay alguna razón especial antes de que traduzcas. Ha dado muy buenos nombres. ¿Alguna razón
And
por la
Dave
que creen?
Mustaine, actually. Too.
Yes,
So
Dave
much-
Mustaine lives
he
there
moved
as well.
Bueno, es que esto surgió a la vez el que yo le dije que Nashville se considera como la cuña de la
Del
música
country,
country, pero él
sí.
dijo, no, de la música en general, y empezó a mencionar todos estos nombres que acabamos de escuchar, bueno, desde Vince Neil, su ex compañero, hasta
Mick Mars también
Mick
ha
Mars,
dicho, Billy Sheehan, ¿no?
Billy Sheehan.
Ajá, Dave Mustaine,
Dave
que hemos dicho los
Mustaine,
últimos,
yeah.
un montón.
It's crazy.
Steven Tyler.
Jack White.
Jack White,
Yeah, it's just so many people live there, and everybody thinks it's country music, but it's really not.
Music.
It's just music.
Es como la nueva LA. ¿Qué ha pasado para que se mueva de LA a Nashville,
It
la
is the
escena?
new-
¿Qué ha
it's the
pasado?
new-
The new LA, yes.
Ajá. And why?
Have you seen Southern Girls?
No.
I think, if we can be honest, I think part of it had to do with the fact that it got really increasingly harder to make things happen in LA for the financial reasons. When 08, 09, 010 hit, it made it really hard. It shut down a lot of studios that people just simply couldn't afford to continue. So they look at alternatives. A lot of people moved to Arizona, and the logical place would be Nashville, because Nashville's always been
A
a
music city.
music scene, you know, very strong, you know, so.
Bueno, dice que las cosas en LA se volvieron muy duras para los que hacen música, las condiciones se volvieron muy difíciles, cerraron muchos estudios de grabación, entonces la gente empezó a buscarse otras alternativas. En principio hubo gente que se movió a Arizona, pero la siguiente elección más lógica hubiese sido Nashville, precisamente por esta infraestructura que tiene como cuña de la música country, que ahora ya no es solo de country, sino de música en general.
Exactly.
And the other cool thing about Nashville, it's very central in the United States.
Yeah.
So I can take a flight and I can be in New York in an hour and a half. I can be in Chicago in less than an hour. I can be in Miami in less than an hour. I can go to California in maybe 3 hours. You know, so it's very centrally located, and, you know, not to be weird, but it's cheap there. So when I have friends that live in California, and they would come and see my home in Nashville, and they're like, oh man, how much did you pay for this, you know? Which would, in my home in Nashville, would be easily $1 million in California. And I paid maybe $300,000. Do you know what I mean? So I get way more bang for my buck. You know what I mean? So
Bueno,
Nashville's cool.
Otras dos razones por qué es muy conveniente estar allí es primero por su situación geográfica, porque dice que puede tomar un avión e irse a por ejemplo, a Chicago en menos de 1 hora, a Miami en 1 hora, a California 3 horas, o sea que está en el centro, cerca del centro geográfico de Estados Unidos, y por otra parte también es mucho más barato que vivir en California. Entonces, dio como ejemplo su propia casa, que dice que cuando vienen sus amigos a visitarle y ven a su casa, dicen, madre mía, ¿cuánto habrás pagado para esta casa? Porque esto en California costaría $1.000.000, y dice, ¿qué va? Como mucho 300.000.
Sí. Bueno, entonces ahora veo la razón, porque según Jack Kerouac...
Perdona, y otra razón que dio es que las chicas sureñas.
Bien, lo de
Esa
las
es otra razón
sureñas.
que dio,
Pero según Jack Kerouac en On the Road, The Book, el libro, en el camino en castellano, las chicas más bonitas de Estados Unidos y del mundo están en Des Moines, Iowa. Eso es mentira, es un mito.
Is that true? The best looking girls come from Des Moines, Iowa. I don't know. My wife is from California. I love California girls. That's me.
And my wife, oddly enough, is from California, but I met her in Tennessee.
Bueno,
So it's all good.
Pero la otra razón, the other reason for Nashville is songwriters. It's the capital of songwriters. It's the capital of producers. Per capita, there's more producers and songwriters and artists there than anywhere else in comparison to LA. Studios, it's become the new LA, like you said. Definitely.
Bueno, también se ha convertido en la capital de los productores musicales, también de los compositores, hay más compositores per cápita que en cualquier otro sitio de Estados Unidos. Entonces, obviamente, Nashville ya se está convirtiendo en el nuevo Los Ángeles.
Pero sus mujeres ya han dicho que son californianas las dos.
Sus mujeres sí, son californianas.
Ok. Bueno, contadnos, hemos empezado casi por el final de la entrevista. Lo primero hubiera sido preguntaros qué tal en Rockfest Barcelona. ¿Cómo estuvo?
How was Rockfest?
It was amazing. You know what? I love. We had a very good crowd. They were very enthusiastic. It was hot, crazy hot. You know, and I just I love coming to Spain. I love Madrid, you know, and Barcelona as well. But I love like a lot of the paella and the beach, and you know. So it was very cool. You know what I mean?
Fue un festival increíble, ¿no? Nos sentimos orgullosos de llegar a España. We try to come here as much as we can. You guys are very special to us, the Spanish fans. Spanglish, perdón. los fans españoles, the Spanish fans are very special to us. You know, we have diehards here.
Kiss Army Spain.
Kiss Army Spain, of course. We have our friends here that support us in a big way. So we were very, very excited to hear that we were coming. And tonight, esta noche, we're playing at Sala Caracol.
Por supuesto, muy bien. Lo tienes el speech aprendido. Ya veo que lo tienes bien. Efectivamente, hoy para los que escuchen el programa en directo, efectivamente están tocando en la Sala Caracol de Madrid, 9 de julio. Para los que escuchéis retransmisiones, bueno, pues ya sabéis, han estado por aquí en Rockfest Barcelona y en Madrid también. Tradúcenos un poquito lo que ha contado John, porque a Marco evidentemente no hace falta traducirle,
sí,
pero...
dijo que obviamente le impresionó el calor del público, el público muy apasionado. Pero lo que sí que se quedó con una manera más negativa es el calor que pasaron sobre el escenario. Hacía mucho calor, pero obviamente es parte de lo de estar en España, ¿no? Además puso allí que también le encanta mucho ir a la playa, comer paella, y le encanta visitar tanto a Madrid como a Barcelona.
Y el vino tinto.
Y el
vino tinto también.
Vino tinto.
Sí.
Aquí solemos decir que el vino español es mejor que el californiano, pero ellos no sé si estarán de acuerdo.
John, do you agree? Would you agree if we said that the Spanish wine is better than California wine?
You know what? I will be very, very frank with you. I'm not a wine connoisseur. But I do love coming over here with my friends from the Kiss Army. They're like, "Oh, you must try our wines," you know. And I was just telling Marco, we just had a glass before we came here, and it's very smooth. It is really good. So for me, I like obviously at Italy, France, you know, Spanish, Chile has good wines as well, and then California. But I'm not I don't know that much about it.
No se moja.
But we're in Spain now, so the best wine comes from
Spain.
Hey, bravo!
Smart guys.
I don't know that
Smart
much.
guys.
I don't know that much about.
en Madrid.
There we go.
I don't know that much about
Agua,
wine.
agua.
All I know is it's made from bananas.
Yeah, bravo.
Bueno, admite que no es un conocedor del vino y dice que también se hacen muy buenos vinos en Chile, ha mencionado Chile, en Francia, Italia, pero admite que el vino español le entra muy bien, es muy suave, entonces entra fácilmente, entonces le gusta mucho y cada vez que viene aquí siempre lo prueba aquí con sus amigos.
Y ha dicho el chiste final, ¿no? En plan de, lo único que sé sobre vino es que se hace con
Que se hace con
bananas, ¿no?
bananas.
Con
Plátanos.
plátanos. Yeah. And I don't drink. Yo no tomo ya.
Nada.
Oh,
So.
you're
Cero.
Tito dollar.
But my favorite wine was from Spain. Absolutely.
Okay.
Ajá.
When I used to drink.
Ok.
Bueno, dice que es un abstemio, ahora no toma alcohol, pero en sus tiempos de bebedor su vino favorito era el español.
Bien, bravo. Bueno, venís efectivamente con la gente de la Kiss Army Spain y ya ha estado tocando Kiss en el festival. Ayer estuvo tocando en Madrid. No sé dónde habéis pasado el día libre, si en Barcelona o en Madrid, si habéis tenido tiempo de ver a la gente de Kiss, si sois amigos.
You know, Kiss are currently on tour
Yes.
here in Spain, and yesterday was your day off. I don't know whether you spent your day off.
We were at the show.
We went to the show.
You went to the show?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
yes.
went.
So what is your impression?
They were all jet lagged, but they were excited to play in Spain. Absolutely, and we actually are. We're like a family. We're very close with Kiss because we spend a lot of time on the road, and we know Paul and Gene and Tommy and Eric. He's worked with Eric before, and
ESP. Yeah.
we have a history with Kiss, and then we're using some of the crew. So we know each other. When we get together, it's like a family, and so we wanted to go and support the guys and hang out with them here in Madrid last night. So we did.
Okay.
And they sounded great. They're amazing. I mean, again and again and again, Kiss, they keep setting that standard that we all tend to kind of want to follow up to, you know, because they're amazing. You know, a lot of respect to them.
I think too, you know, there's a lot of, a lot of the fans forget, you know, because I've been hearing, you know, different things about it. I mean, even in America, they're like, wow, you know, Paul didn't sing, or, you know, Gene's not singing that well, or Paul's not singing that well, or they didn't play very good. Every band has an off night once in a while. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
The other thing, too, is I don't think a lot of people take into consideration that they're almost 70 years old. And I got to be honest with you, we were on tour last year or the year before, and just for the hell of it, I just said to one of the wardrobe girls, I just wanted to pick their boots up. And Gene's boots, honestly, it's probably 15 pounds each boot. They're heavy, heavy boots. Same with Paul's. And I just sat there and I put it into perspective. I did another interview in New York, and the guy was he was complaining about Kiss. I go, how many 70-year-old men do you know? Well, he can't even get off the couch. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Let alone go up and do a 2-hour set in boots. Each boot weighs 10 pounds or 5 kilos.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whatever, each boot. And they're running around, jumping and doing all this stuff for 2 hours every day and singing. It's not easy to do. So we go and we watch them, and I'm just in complete awe of their age. They've been doing it for, 45 years
40
now?
plus, yeah.
40 plus years. And they're still going strong, man. So I go, you know what? More power to you.
Yeah.
Antes de que traduzcas, voy a decir que estoy de acuerdo con su opinión, que además es lo que nos contó Gene Simmons en la entrevista de la Heavy hace unos cuantos números. Tú has criticado duramente a Kiss en la crónica que has subido esta misma mañana, pero yo estoy con ellos.
Solo Paul. Ok, vamos a por partes. Primero, Marco dice que los Kiss son como una familia, o sea, porque incluso han estado de gira con ellos, están muy cercanos, incluso comparten el equipo, los road crew, los pipas, digamos, ¿no? Entonces, cuando les vieron anoche, bueno, quizás estaban un poco con el jet lag todavía, pero siguen poniendo estos estándares tan altos que cualquier banda puede y quiere aspirar, ¿no? Bueno, ahora lo que dijo John es que la gente no se da cuenta de dos cosas. Primero, bueno, la edad, que tanto Paul como Gene se están acercando a los 70 años, o están 69 años.
69 creo que tienen, sí, casi.
Sí, entonces nos pregunta, a ver, contadme cuánta gente de esta edad conocéis que ni siquiera se pueden levantarse del sofá, ¿no? Y la otra parte es que, bueno, también ha escuchado a veces gente que se está quejando, que Paul no está cantando bien, o Gene no está cantando bien, y dice, bueno, cualquier banda tiene sus momentos malos, tiene una actuación mala, pero reincide en lo que, a ver, hay que tener en cuenta su edad y lo bien que lo están haciendo noche tras noche. Por otra parte, cuenta la anécdota que cuando estaban haciendo una gira en conjunto, hace 1 año o 2 años, no se acuerda muy bien, fue a hablar con la chica del vestuario de los Kiss. Y le dijo, déjame probar las botas de was it Paul's or Gene's?
I tried Gene's boots. Gene's boots were heavy because he has the dragon and it's all metal. But even Paul's boots are heavy. And I just sit there and I go, okay, this is like my dad. I mean, think about it. 70 years old. It's your dad putting on like 30 pounds or 40 pounds of gear and running around for 2 hours and singing and performing and you don't know. I personally don't know a lot of people at 70 other than those guys, Steven Tyler. But the fact that they're still doing it at 70, I got nothing but props for that. You got to give them credit for that.
Bueno, que probó. Did you put them on or you just lift them up?
No, I just lifted them. I'm like, God,
solamente las agarró y las levantó y comprobó que pesan 5 kilos, o sea, cada uno.
Y que las de Paul son un poco menos porque no tienen el dragón, pero que también
pesan.
Aún así,
pesa mucho. Entonces dice, vamos, o sea, que chapó por ellos, porque con esta edad, si pone además Gene, sobre todo, que pone un equipo que puede llegar a pesar 10, 15 kilos en total. O sea, es como si lo hiciera el padre de John, dice. Eso es increíble. Entonces,
pero no solamente lo aguantan, sino que lo aguantan durante 2 horas,
corriendo
cantan,
por ahí por allá,
corren, pues
levantándose del suelo, como vimos anoche.
Eso es, por eso estoy con ellos. Tu crónica no me parece acertada, ha sido
muy
injusto con Paul Stanley.
En la voz de Paul Stanley, nada más.
But you know what? But you know what? Bottom line, Kiss is a celebration of rock and roll, how it should be done. They set the standard very high. They've been doing it for 40-something years. The hat is off to those cats. It's about the music, the songs, the performance, the production, the event. Kiss is a freaking
event.
Like when I go see Aerosmith, it's an event. When I go see, I'm hoping to go see Zeppelin. The Stones, when I go see the Stones, I'm looking at freaking Mick Jagger and the boys on stage.
You're looking at history.
Killing it. History, the songs, the classic rock and roll. I get chills.
Wow.
I'm serious.
Goosebumps.
I got goosebumps because that's what it is. These guys represent the ultimate rock and roll history. And that's what you celebrate. I go there and I'm at all. I'm like, wow. And they're our friends, you know what I'm saying? So it's a cool thing, man.
But I mean, on another thing, like Mark, I totally agree with everything Marco just said. But think about how many bands that have come and they're gone.
Yeah,
they're gone. I mean, there's a ton of bands that were around in the '80s. They had a record or two, they're gone. The '90s, record or two, they're gone. Kiss has been doing this for almost 50 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's still no holds barred. You know, they're not out there now going, well, okay, we're 70, let's lose the heavy boots, let's lose the heavy outfit. No. They're out there, Paul Stanley's out there jogging months before they go on tour. They're all trying to get into the best shape they can. Maybe they're not like they were when they were 18, 20, 24, whatever. But they're 70, you know, and there's something to be said for that.
Always reinventing
Always
themselves.
reinventing.
Yes. Every time they go out.
Yeah, we did 3 tours with them in 1 year. We did Europe, then we did some shows in America, and then we went to Australia. And all three tours, they had a completely different stage setup. That's that's impressive.
Bueno, vamos a por partes.
Primero, long answer. Or the short answer, sí.
Which translates to, Yes.
Thank you for making my life easier.
You're welcome.
Bueno, a ver si me acuerdo de todo. Marcos dice que hay que tener en cuenta que un concierto de Kiss no es un concierto simple, es todo un evento, ¿vale? Tú vas a ver allí un espectáculo, vas a escuchar los temas de toda la vida.
Una celebración de
una
algo muy
celebración
grande,
de
¿no?
rock and roll. O sea, no deberíamos que ser así tan escrupulosos y criticar la técnica y todo eso, ¿no? Porque estamos viendo la propia historia de rock and roll. Lo mismo cuando vamos a ver a los Led Zeppelin. Bueno, dice que espera volver a ver a los Led Zeppelin o a los Aerosmith o a Mick Jagger y los Stones,
sí.
¿no? Estás viendo la historia viva de rock and roll, estás allí para celebrar el rock and roll. Entonces, no deberíamos ser tan, digamos, escrupulosos, ¿no? con la técnica y con los detalles. Por otra parte, dice que está comentando su experiencia con Kiss cuando estuvieron de gira. Estuvieron 3 veces, una en Europa, otra en Norteamérica y otra en Australia.
Sí.
Dice que es una banda que siempre se reinventa a sí misma y dice que para cada parte de este tour tuvieron una producción escénica totalmente diferente.
Todo distinto, sí.
Entonces, bueno, que
hay que tener en cuenta, ¿no? Que no se duermen en sus laureles, por así decirlo, ¿no?
Entonces, podrían decir perfectamente, oye, tenemos 70 años y vamos a despedirnos de toda esta parafernalia, de las botas, del uniforme, pero no, siguen allí y no ponen ningún límite, o sea, que parece que no tienen ningún límite.
Y que sí, bueno, después de... No, por favor,
mucho
acaba.
respeto.
Mucho respeto.
Kiss,
aquí también, mucho respeto para Kiss. Y volvamos un poco a Dead Daisies, que esto ha parecido un monólogo sobre Kiss durante un cuarto de hora. De hecho, lo que debería sonar es un poquito de música ahora. Tenemos un tema preparado que se llama Rise Up y que a mí me encanta, ¿no? Rise Up es el título. Efectivamente, a por él. Esto es heavy metal. Se supone que sois una banda de hard rock, pero en este último disco, Burn It Down, la verdad que hay muchas influencias de metal. Antes de que llegarais hemos escuchado una canción que se llama Resurrected, que también es muy, muy pesada, y Rise Up también tiene mucho, ¿no? Es hard rock pero muy metalizado.
Well, you're supposed to be primarily a hard rock band, but tracks such as Rise Up or one track that we listened to before you came here called Resurrected shows that you have some really heavy metal influences.
Well, it's weird. Like, everybody's got a different description of heavy metal. I mean, to me, when I was growing up, bands like Black Sabbath that are basically classic rock now, you know what I mean? But the original Black Sabbath and even Zeppelin to some degree was considered heavy metal, like back in the 70s, you know what I mean? You know, so we kind of just, you know, when we were working on those songs, Rise Up, Resurrected, there was another one, What Goes Around Comes Around.
Mm-hmm. Most of the album is a little heavier, yeah.
But we were saying, like, oh yeah, this is kind of cool, it's Sabbath heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't, you know what I mean? Like,
the thing, I've always had an issue with the labels, me, because I've been around for a long time.
All the musicians have.
Yeah, but not, I mean, it doesn't bug me. I understand that you have to put a label to whatever, but I think primarily it came from marketing, for the record companies to market something. This is something new. This is new and improved, and it's reinvented. It's rock and roll, brother, and it's rock and roll, and it's rock and roll, and it's rock and roll, and under that label you can go in so many directions, you know. But I understand it is heavier, and I think we were in the studio, we were writing, and the conversation between all of us was, let's get a little heavier, man, because Make Some Noise was the beginning of Doug Aldridge joining the band, and we started getting a little more guitar heavy. And so we kind of enjoyed that. And then it was our second album with Marty Fredrickson, and it was in the conversation. Let's go there.
But
so,
it was
but
weird. It was the pedal.
Explain that.
It was. This is really
One
funny
pedal.
because we actually started writing.
Yeah.
And we went to New York City
for this record.
This record, and we were in Alicia Keys' studio, personal studio.
Really?
Yeah.
So we were there, and so we wrote about maybe 4 or 5 songs, and we're like, oh yeah, these are cool, these are really good, they're really, really good. And then, but we were working on something, and we said something about, like, yeah, that old Grand Funk, you know, not Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath,
Black Sabbath.
Butterfly.
like that distorted bass sound.
The engineer.
The engineer, I can't
Kept
remember
talking.
his name.
The engineer kept talking about this. Man, this pedal, man, Marco, you gotta love. You gotta.
It's gonna change
It's gonna change our
life.
life. And we were all in the studio,
Yes.
and I think we were all taking a break. Marco, I brought the pedal. You want to check it out? Yes. He plugged it in, and that noise that you hear
On the record.
on the record, all the Spanish garble and all the static, is from the pedal. And the first riff that came out was because we were talking Sabbath, and we were talking, and that was it. Marty came in, ran in from
We're
the
like,
other room.
"What is that? What are you playing?
That's
What
it.
are you
Let's go
playing?"
there. And that was the beginning of where we ended up. It's a trip.
Okay.
That's how life.
So,
I got
so
chills
he
again.
was
Goosebumps.
Marco started with that riff,
Yeah.
and we worked. We were like, "What is that?" Oh, I'm just trying this pedal out. Okay, so we worked on that song, and we kind of got it mapped out. And then Doug goes, "Well, that's a bit heavier than what the other stuff we were working on.
Yeah.
I have this. Check this out." And he came up with the rise up.
Rise up. Yeah.
So, and then we're like, "Oh, that's great," you know. So
Same
then,
pedal.
yeah.
It's a trip.
So we said, you know
Yeah.
what? Let's just go old school Sabbath and
Yeah.
just blues and Zeppelin and Sabbath and
A lot of credit to Marty Frederickson, our producer.
and that pedal that changed
And the
your
pedal
life.
that
Ya.
changed our
Antes de
life.
sintetizar un poco lo que han contado sobre el estudio, Martin Frederickson, Alicia Keys y tal, pregúntales qué pedal es, ya por curiosidad.
So,
porque-
just out of,
Yeah.
out of curiosity, what's the type of pedal?
I don't know. It was silver with a button.
Yeah.
Les cambió.
We should know.
Oh, yeah.
We should know, and I think we have it out here. I'm going to find out because it comes up a lot in a conversation because we should know. But it's just one of those things that happens in life, and it changes the direction of where you're going, and then you never pay attention to what it was or why. It's just it happens.
But you know what's funny? We had to get a lawyer because now the pedal wants writing credits
The
for
company.
the record. No, the pedal.
Bueno, dice que... Bueno, vamos a contar la historia.
Bien.
A ver si me acuerdo de todo. Bueno, pon
Sintetiza un
de
poquito,
perfil,
sí, bueno, que-
Primero, John Corabi dice que siempre ha tenido... es una cuestión de perspectiva lo de los géneros, ¿no? Porque en los años 70, los Led Zeppelin, los Black Sabbath, ahora que se considera como rock de toda la vida, por entonces era lo más heavy que existía, ¿no? Entonces ya todo es una cuestión de perspectiva. Después dice Marco Mendoza que siempre ha tenido un problema con las etiquetas. Dice, porque al fin y al cabo todo es rock and roll. Y bajo esta etiqueta de rock and roll ya cada uno puede seguir su propia senda sonora. Bueno, y ahora, con respecto a este cambio de sonido que se han vuelto un poco más heavy, dice que esto fue un proceso, digamos, así, la evolución de la banda. Contó que cuando entró Doug Aldrich en la banda, ya empezaron otra vez a sonar un poco más heavy, fue cada vez más progresivo, digamos, este proceso. Hasta que para este último disco estuvieron en el disco personal, en el estudio personal de Alicia Keys, New York, right?
New York, yeah.
En Nueva York. Y mientras estaban hablando sobre que precisamente que su sonido se estaba volviendo más heavy, de repente apareció de la nada un pedal de guitarra. Where did the pedal came from? From
It came
God?
from the engineer.
The engineer that worked for Alicia Keys.
Su propio ingeniero de sonido, cuando escuchó los temas, las demos de los temas, les dijo que, oye, a lo mejor este pedal de guitarra os vendría bien para el sonido, ¿no?
Te va a cambiar tu vida, nos dijo.
Okay.
You have to plug this. You have to necesitas usar este pedal porque te va a cambiar tu vida. Así fue.
Bueno,
así fue lo que dijo.
tal cual.
Totalmente.
Y efectivamente les cambió la vida y de repente surgió un sonido totalmente diferente, mucho más heavy. Y el productor del disco dijo, ¿qué fue lo que ha sonado? Esto es lo que hay que hacer.
Sí.
Entonces, aparentemente, tenía el tema Rise Up, precisamente,
Sí.
entonces, pero tenía otros temas que no sonaban quizás más heavy. Dijeron, ¿y ahora qué vamos a hacer con estos? Y aparentemente también siguieron la misma senda, digamos, hacia un proceso más heavy longo.
Como que encontramos una dirección.
Y para eso,
Sí, sí, exacto.
encontraron su destino,
El
digamos.
camino, ¿no? Para que seguir, el camino por el que seguir con este disco, ¿no?
Exacto.
Bien,
Sí.
genial. Bueno, hablemos un poco
Perdón.
Sí.
Y dice que, en plan broma, dice, fue tan la influencia de este pedal que ahora la empresa que lo está fabricando les va a pedir derechos de autor porque todo el disco aparentemente ha sido compuesto alrededor de este pedal.
Alrededor de ese pedal, pero como no se acuerdan del nombre, pues nada,
Pero bueno.
no se puede. Hablemos de David, porque aparentemente es el músico con menos currículum, el que pasa más desapercibido, pero al mismo tiempo tengo entendido que es un empresario de éxito y que su labor como productor ejecutivo en la banda es importante. Él es un poco el que económicamente puede empujar en los momentos difíciles para que la banda siga adelante y siga económicamente bien.
Sí.
Okay, we have to also talk about David because he's the person who's not maybe as, you know, he's like the unknown hero in the band.
Our founder, yeah.
And he's the one who's like also the force behind the band. You know, he's like the executive force. You know, so please tell us a little bit about his role in the band.
I haven't met him yet.
DL. I'll tell you one thing that really is impressive about David Lowy, and I say this in all sincerity. He's just an amazing person in so many ways, because he's very focused in life. He's been very successful in his business life, extremely successful. So when he decided to do music, which is not too long ago, he had some experience with bands and projects. And then he met up with John Stevens, who's also a great singer in Australia and songwriter. And like that, they put an album together and music together that was really extremely, really good. When I got approached to be part of that, that's what impressed me. I'm going, wow, listen to the songs, listen to the quality of the production, the whole thing. And that's David's focus, you know. When he decides he wants to do something, he goes. Boom. And to be able to do that, you got to give him a lot of credit. I wanted to be part of that when I heard the album, you know, and I heard that Richard Fortis was going to be part of it, Dizzy Reed, all my friends, and I'm going, let's do it. But we never thought that it was going to come this far, to be honest. It was like, we're going to do some shows. If we get some names together, maybe we can open up for Aerosmith in Australia. And that's how it began. 7 shows in Australia, boom. 2-3 week commitment, that's it, you know. And after the second, third show, we got all excited about the possibilities of where it could go. And he got excited. And so him and the manager, David Edwards, his manager now, our manager now, put a set of models so that we could all benefit from being part of this project. Okay. We all live off the music, unlike him. So he presented a plan for everybody that got involved to benefit from the writing, from the publishing, to be part of something really cool, a good band. And I've been here for 5 years, and as soon as the opportunity came, I called John, and we got Doug, and we got everybody. We got a great bunch of cats. But he is the force. His work ethic is...
It's insane.
It's insane. He works... That's when he's doing something, he's 150% doing it. And I'm inspired by people like that. The only other cat that I can compare him to is Ted Nugent. Ted Nugent was that cat. They're just focused. They want to do something to the best of their ability. And they want everybody that's with them, the team, to do the same thing. So, yes, it's a lot of work, it's all that, but look at what we've done, you know, 4 or 5 albums later. So I give him a lot of credit. And yes, he sustains this. He's the founder and he's the power behind him and management, David Edwards, who we have to give a lot of credit to.
Efectivamente es la fuerza que sostiene todo este entramado de los Dead Daisies. Y cuenta un poco los orígenes de este proyecto. Aparentemente, bueno, ya le conocía de antes en su faceta de empresario, y era un gran fan suyo porque se notaba que tenía una ética de trabajo muy fuerte y por eso era tan exitoso en lo que hacía. Cuando decidió meterse en el mundo de la música, todo empezó con un cantante australiano, what was the Australian singer? John Stevens.
Yeah.
Y montaron ahí un proyecto musical y fue allí cuando dijo que a él también le hubiese gustado trabajar con él a nivel de música, no a nivel de empresario. Y esto empezó a hacerse cada vez más grande y cuando tuvieron la oportunidad de ser los teloneros de los Aerosmith en Australia, al principio lo que tenían pensado era que solamente iban a ser como un proyecto de teloneros de los Aerosmith en Australia, pero que eran 7 fechas en Australia. Pero dicen que a partir de la segunda o tercera fecha se dieron cuenta que eso les gustaba ya demasiado y que les gustaría que eso tuviese una continuidad. Entonces poco a poco empezaron a llamar a sus amigos hasta que se formó, digamos, el proyecto de Dead Daisies. Efectivamente, Robert Lowe,
Yeah, no,
David Lowe es con su conocimiento de negocio y también con su manager. Your manager's name is
David Edwards.
David Edwards. Como ellos no viven solamente de la música, pero tienen otros proyectos empresariales aparte, quisieron que ellos como banda tuviese una parte no solamente musical, pero también como derechos de autor, derechos supongo que con el nombre, todo, o sea,
Sí.
que se sintieran a gusto dentro de este proyecto.
Bien.
Entonces dicen que se sienten verdadera admiración por su capacidad de trabajo, su capacidad de enfocarse y conseguir lo que quieren. Y puso como ejemplo que la única otra persona que conoce con esta fuerza terfoide, digamos, es Ted Nugent, que cuando van a por ello, van a por todas y lo consiguen. Entonces, efectivamente, Robert Lowe es la fuerza que sostiene este entramado. David Lowe, sorry.
That's
okay.
You know, it's funny too. A lot of people, I think that people are starting to realize it now, but he's incredibly successful in business. He's obviously wise enough to grab the members of the band that he grabbed. He knows that everybody gets into the studio. We work hard. We write. We've been doing really good records. But he's also, like Marco was saying, he focuses on things. Like, he's a pilot. Like, he could do anything that Bruce Dickinson is doing. He could do as well. He actually does that. What's that thing where they go around the stunt flying? Like, David does all
acrobatic flying.
Sorry, just
he's a champion in Australia.
he's a champion in Australia.
He's a pilot.
Yes.
Acrobático, piloto
As well.
acrobático.
Like, so he goes, okay, I want to do this. You know, whether it's starting a business or flying a plane or starting a band, he's just very focused. He knows what he wants. He researches everything before he does it, and then he just does it. And like Marco, I'm like,
constantly.
Wow. I want to punch him right in the balls sometimes because he's too good at everything.
Está incidiendo en su manera de trabajar, su técnica de trabajo, y dice que también es una persona tan polifacética que pone como ejemplo a Bruce Dickinson. Sí. Incluso él también no solamente es un empresario como Bruce Dickinson, no solamente es músico como Bruce Dickinson, también es piloto como Bruce Dickinson, encima piloto acrobático, que hacen esas pilotas así un poco difíciles, ¿no? Entonces dice que de verdad le admira y le asombra su capacidad de hacer tantas cosas diferentes, pero siempre con el mismo nivel de éxito.
Más allá del dinero que estén ganando con The Dead Daisies o el dinero que deben de estar dejando de ganar, a nivel creativo, ¿es mejor estar en una banda siendo importante para esa banda o es mejor estar en la primera liga como pasó con Mötley Crüe o con Whitesnake, aunque sean un actor secundario?
That's a good question. Go ahead.
Okay, let me see if I can translate this.
See.
Yeah, yes you can.
Apart from the fact that you are in a band and you make a living out of this band.
You're a band member, yeah.
What is more important? Let's see if I understood this. What's more important to you, being on the top, reach the level of success with bands such let's say Mötley Crüe, or even if you are on a lower level,
like a sideman.
Yeah, a sideman.
In the bigger band.
I don't know how to say sideman in Spanish.
Sideman, yeah, okay.
Like a sideman in a bigger band or part of a band, where you're an equal partner. That's an easy answer for me.
You know what, honestly, I somebody was asking me earlier today, how the record is doing. Or how many records we've sold. It doesn't matter. I love doing what I do. I think every record we've done as the Dead Daisies has been amazing. I love it. I listen to it at home. I have an amazing job. I get to travel all over the world and play music in like places like Barcelona Rock Fest. Here tonight in a club. We did and then there's other shows that I'll do or Marco will do on our own where we just go out with an acoustic guitar and we play in a little cafe for 200 people. I just like playing. So to me it doesn't matter. I you know, I love music. I love, again, doing what I do, and I feel very blessed to have the job that I have. So it doesn't matter to me.
You want to translate that? But on second hand, my opinion is when you have vested interest, when you're part of a band, you're committed emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, because you're part of the process. When we had this talk in getting the model for the Dead Daisies, and my 2 cents that I threw in there, I said, you know, in order to keep the cats in the band, you got to get them involved. Most of the time, most of the bands that I've been with, the big bands, I don't want to drop names, but whatever, there's always 1 or 2 writers. It's their vision that you're backing up. And then if you negotiate good, you get a little bit of publishing and writing, but you're not really involved in the bigger picture. It's somebody else's vision, somebody else's. The Dead Daisies, it's a collaborative thing. We are all part of the process from the beginning to the end. And there's satisfaction when we all hit the stage. We're all a team. We're all equal partners. We're all, the common denominator is deliver the best music and the best show possible. So for me, I prefer that and have a common thing that we're all working for than to be part of, you know, if Jimi Hendrix calls, maybe. You know what I mean? But
I wouldn't hold your breath.
I know. Just to use an example, but, you know, bands that are out there looking for cats, I would do it, but it would become a job after a little bit. It become, because you're not vested, you're not involved in the process. It's like you're painting somebody else's picture. You're using their colors. You know what I'm saying?
Color by numbers.
Color, thank you. Color by number. Marco, you need to paint this color. 5, blue. Okay, and you paint red and orange. Okay, here we have the canvas, and we're all trying to paint the picture. And when it comes together, it's like, it's our picture. I just got chills again. But it's true. I think that's a sign of a true artist, that you're constantly moving forward. You're constantly rolling the dice. You're constantly writing and moving forward. When you stop, you stop. I've been lucky enough to work with some big bands like John, like Doug, like everybody. And some of these projects were jobs. It became jobs. I mean, I hate to admit it. After a while, it's just a job. And you know, there's something to be said about this. So I prefer the band situation. Absolutely, me.
Okay.
Bueno, empezamos por John.
I'll let him translate. I got something else to interject.
Okay. Woo, I'm sweating here.
Sorry.
Sí.
Short question. Short answer.
John dijo que su carrera tiene 2 facetas. La primera es trabajar en una banda, que con los Dead Daisies, que con esta banda puede viajar alrededor del mundo y tocar en festivales como el Rock Fest, o hoy, esta noche, tocar en una sala tan emblemática como es la Sala Caracol. Y también tiene otra faceta que es como su faceta, digamos, acústica, que con una guitarra toca en un café, digamos, ante no sé cuántas personas. Dice, pero cualquiera de las 2 facetas a él le produce la misma satisfacción, ¿no? Entonces, no le importa, nunca ha pensado en estar en una banda de renombre, pero para que acabara siendo un comparsa o digamos un sideman, un secundario, digamos,
sí,
¿no?
Secundario, sí.
Entonces se siente bendecido de poder combinar ambas facetas, una, digamos, más visible y otra, digamos, más discreta, pero lo más importante es que a él le encanta tocar, da igual la faceta y el formato, y se siente muy bendecido de poder hacer esto.
Y en el caso de Marco lo tiene clarísimo, ¿no? Que
sí,
él prefiere ser parte de una banda que ser un músico contratado haciendo la música de otro.
Claro,
¿no?
porque dice que él ha trabajado con varios grandes nombres que no ha querido nombrar, obviamente, pero que al final del proceso acaba siendo un trabajo rutinario, y él puso la metáfora de pintar con números, de colorear con números, ¿no? Que la banda, que es la visión de otra persona, y esta persona dice, mira, aquí tienes que colorear el número 5 con rojo, el número 3 con azul. No es tu visión, no participas de manera creativa, entonces no te sientes involucrado. Mientras que con los Dead Daisies toda la banda está involucrada en todo el proceso, entonces se sienten como parte integral Entonces eso hace que las cosas sean, todos participan, todos asumen los mismos riesgos, participan en las decisiones críticas, entonces claro, es mucho más diferente y eso es lo que prefieren ellos.
Es un equipo de fútbol.
Bien, mejor que el de España, espero, al menos esta vez.
We're a team like football.
And John wanted to add something.
I forgot the answer. I forgot the question.
Bueno, esta última ya para John y acabamos, que os habéis tirado aquí un muy buen rato, os agradecemos el que hayáis hecho el esfuerzo de venir primero a la radio y que luego hayáis tenido una charla distendida con nosotros. Esta última me gustaría que fuera para John y es una doble pregunta. Recuerdo leyendo The Dirt, la biografía de Mötley Crüe, él contaba que su paso por la banda le dejó con tan poca autoestima que pensó incluso en dejar de cantar y volverse solo guitarrista. Quería saber cuándo volvió a querer ser cantante y si no echa de menos ahora el tocar la guitarra, ahora que es solo cantante, ¿no?
Well, is it true that your experience in Mötley Crüe, after you left the band, your self-esteem was so low that you were even considering the possibility of quitting the music business altogether?
Singing.
For singing.
And just playing guitar.
And just play guitar.
Just play the guitar, and now that you are
Just a singer,
do you miss playing a guitar?
No, actually, I still play. I still play some. When, like, if we do like acoustic shows, I'll play on a few songs. I always have guitars at my house, so I'm always noodling around, writing riffs and different things like that. So, it's just it. But in your first part of your question, yes. I had a point when I put Union together with Bruce Kulick. We started writing together. And then we said, oh, this is pretty good. Let's put a band together. And I started suggesting, bass players and drummers. And then I said, yeah, and we should get a singer. And he just looked at me and he's like, are you fucking crazy? Like, what, you're singing? And I go, no, I'm not real sure. But it was crazy. Like, as much as the first record I did with Mötley, like, everything I did was like, amazing. And then the second record, I don't think any of us really knew what we wanted. I don't know how to explain it. But if you listen to me... or if you listen to the Generation Swine record, I think it was really kind of all over the place. So what happened is you had a band that had been successful up until the point that I joined. And then this first record and tour was like a disaster. And I think at that point they started looking around and going, well, okay, Pantera's really successful, and Nine Inch Nails is really successful, and Marilyn Manson and Oasis and all these things. And I think that what they were trying to do, much to the dismay of everybody, was take pieces of this and somehow figure out how to put it all together with Mötley Crüe and do some sort of groundbreaking record. And if you look at the record, it didn't. I think the Generation Swine record sold even less than the one that I did.
Yes, I think
so. Then they turned around and they went back to being Mötley again. Do you know what I mean? Which is what I think we should have done anyway. We should have just stayed the course and maybe worked with Bob Rock again and just kept plowing away. But it didn't work out. So by the time I also told somebody this. By the time they came to me and said, we're bringing Vince back, I was, on one hand, I was obviously bummed out about it and but on the other hand, I was relieved. I didn't have to deal with any of it anymore. Do you know what I mean? So it was a very weird position. But I was also mentally convinced, because their manager and at times, I was being told that I wasn't a very good singer.
By whom?
Everybody. And I was like, oh, maybe there's some truth to this. They obviously, and honestly, I got to thank Bruce Kulick for that one, because he was like, no, dude, there's nothing wrong with, you're fine. just do what you do. And he talked me back into union again. I just wanted to play guitar.
So it's thanks to Bruce Kulick that
Yeah, I got to give him that, you know.
¿Y coincidió allí con Eric Singer, si no recuerdo mal también? ¿O Eric Singer played in Union too, or not? Just Bruce Kulick?
No. We have ESP, which is Eric Singer, Bruce Kulick, me, and Chuck Garrick from
Sorry.
No.
Bueno, con respecto a la parte de la pregunta, que si echa de menos tocar la guitarra, dice que no, porque aparte de que su casa está llena de guitarras, también tiene, como dijimos antes, esa faceta acústica donde él efectivamente toca la guitarra acústica y da conciertos en este formato y siempre compone, entonces no lo echa, y de vez en cuando quizás con los Dead Daisies está echando algún acorde. Bien, ahora con respecto a su caída de autoestima, a la hora de salir del Mötley Crüe, es verdad que estaba de capa caída, y cuenta un poco el trasfondo del segundo disco. Bueno, dijo que el primer disco estuvo más o menos bien, sí, aunque la gira dice que fue un poco desastre.
Sí, fue cuando Mötley Crüe se dio cuenta de que ya no estaban en la Major League anymore, ¿no? Es como que hicisteis you did the first tour with the band and you saw that Mötley Crüe was no fashion thing, no a hype thing anymore, right?
Yeah, and it was weird. I think we were honestly just talking about this the other day. Yeah. Like, I think there was a lot of things happening in the music industry then. You know, Mötley Crüe had just come off of Dr. Feelgood, sold millions of records. Then they did a greatest hits record, and they went out and they toured very briefly for that. You know, but then everything started to change, you know, with Nirvana and you know, Alice in Chains and Soundgarden. And even with us going on tour, like, I you know, and I may not have understood it, I whatever, but even when we were rehearsing for the tour, at one point, they didn't even want to play any of their old material, which I thought was a mistake, which we wound up doing.
Yeah.
But, you know, I thought that if we were going to go out on tour, visually, the band should look like they did on Feel Good. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like leather pants and the tattoos, and that's what people expect. Mm-hmm. You know, but it was crazy. Like, Mick is always going to be Mick. Even when Mick gets up in the morning, he looks like he does on stage. He goes to, you know, make coffee, he looks like Mick Mars. But it was weird. Like, even I remember at that point, Tommy and Nikki were wearing like shorts and Doc Martens on stage, and I you know, in hindsight now, I look at it and I go, I think we were just trying, in some ways, too hard to be current, and I don't think the fans wanted it. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
You know, and so I don't know I don't know if something actually really happened with Vince, or he quit or got fired. I don't know if I was some part of the master plan to, like, negotiate through the grunge thing. I don't know, but there was a lot of things. Like, I even I'm sorry, I'm saying a lot.
No.
I even suggested at one point, before we go out in an arena tour, I just wanted to do
a club run. Yeah.
I wanted to do, like, unannounced
theaters.
Come to Madrid and show up here and say, hey, we're playing a surprise show tonight at blah blah blah, a little club,
like warm up shows.
Yeah, like remember the video they did for Kickstart My Heart. They in the whiskey.
Yes.
You know,
and it was a surprise show, right?
Yes, but you do like, for me, I said, well, you know, things are a little different. You know, like, I think we should maybe just do 20 shows in America, like, pick certain cities, Chicago, New York, Miami, Atlanta, you know, and just, obviously we do the homework, but tell everybody, don't announce anything. We go to a radio station early in the morning and we go, we're playing a surprise club, we're playing a club show tonight, Mötley Crüe at the Whiskey. And I go, that way you kind of create excitement and you just build it. Then you go from there to maybe a theater. than from a theater to a club. And I remember one of the guys, either in the band or their management, and they just looked at me and they said, are you afraid to play in arenas?
Okay.
And I said, no. And they're like, well, you don't learn how to ride a horse by reading a book. You get on the horse. And I go, okay, well, obviously you guys know what you're doing, but this is what I would do. I would just kind of, even the Stones do it sometimes. They'll go out and they start little club shows.
Yeah, I got to see that.
Why can't we do it?
Yeah.
And they didn't want to do it. So
the grunge thing, I'll add to that. The grunge thing, because I was out there with John Sykes of Blue Murder. And when the grunge thing happened, it was so obvious to the rest of the industry that there was a new sheriff in town. There's a new direction.
A new way of thinking.
A new way of thinking. The labels are all going to jump on board and go that way. And you're going that way. So, see ya. It was like that. It was. We went across the Mississippi, man. We crossed to the other side. And the support for the tour, for Nothing But Trouble on Geffen, just died. All of a sudden, there's no interviews. The club, the shows are not getting promoted. It was like deflated. There was like 3 or 4 shows we didn't do, and we had to come home. It was the beginning of the grunge thing that affected everybody.
And everybody there, like I had the mindset. I'm sorry, he's like, I don't know if I can remember all this. I had the mindset, like for me, I don't really care if I play in a stadium or a club. What I do care about is I really believe that, I mean, sometimes there is a business part of this, and I think bands need to look at where they're at, and they need to not bite off more than they can chew. So you go, okay, well, we were playing arenas, but it's changing now, so maybe what we do is we go into theaters or large clubs, and instead of doing one night there, we do 3 nights in a club. I'd rather walk into a place and have it be completely sold out and a party than walk into an arena that's half full and hear crickets.
Ok, vamos allá.
Sí. I'm going to go make a sandwich. This is going to be a while.
Bueno, volviendo al origen de tu pregunta acerca de su bajón de autoestima, dice que efectivamente estaba de tan bajón que cuando montó el proyecto de Union con Bruce Kulick, empezaron a pensar que esto podría llegar a ser una banda con perspectivas, ¿no?, el futuro. Empezaron a buscar nuevos músicos, empezaron a buscar la vocalista, y dice Bruce Kulick, ¿pero qué me dices? ¿Cómo va a ser si tú eres el vocalista? O sea, ni se le entraba por la mente que volvería a cantar, para tener una idea de la baja autoestima que había llegado.
Sí, un poco llega, o sea, resumiendo un poco, creo que a partir de ahí ha saltado al hecho de que en el estudio ni siquiera ellos tenían claro, decía que se llamaba Pantera,
el concepto de Mötley Crüe dice que en aquella época, como los Mötley Crüe vieron el percal que venía encima con música alternativa, están mencionando nombres como Oasis, después el groove metal de los Pantera, o Marilyn Manson. Entonces los Mötley Crüe vieron allí una posibilidad de captar más gente, siguiendo un poco la nueva corriente, ¿no? Entonces es el resultado del Generation Swine, un disco que tiene un poco de todo, pero que no llega a ninguna parte.
Bueno, muy bien, no te vamos a hacer sufrir más porque ellos se tienen que ir ya. Lo que vamos a hacer es vamos a hacer un vídeo de YouTube con ello, en el que haremos toda la traducción para quien quiera la entrevista completa, que pueda leerla en castellano y que esté también en inglés, porque si no nos vamos a eternizar. Los pobres han estado aquí mucho rato ya y se tienen que marchar, así que vamos a despedirles con una canción que a mí personalmente me encanta, que es Long Way to Go. Por favor, despediros de la audiencia española hasta esta noche en Caracol, para quien esté escuchando en directo. Say goodbye, and you have to leave, so we are gonna listen Long Way to Go.
See you guys.
Adiós, Madrid. Nos vemos a la Caracol esta noche. Besos y abrazos. Respeto.
Un placer.